Hello gang, welcome back to Board Game Bananas. As it's Christmas, I've got a treat for you today. I thought I'd show you the board game that I myself am designing. I'm going to first go through an overview of the rules as they are at the moment at least, and then I thought I'd talk a little bit more about what aspects of this game have been working very well in playtests and where do I see that there needs to be development in the future. A lot to unpack today, let's get started. As you can hopefully see from this yellow track, this is a racing game. However, the twist here is that it is a slow race. It is whichever rider can get round the track and cross the finish line last that is the winner. Why is it a slow race? Well, the way I see it is that these are all racers that are trying to join a very prestigious mountain biking club. And the club have said, okay, we can only have one member, and whoever can cycle down that mountain the best and the most controlled is the winner. And the way they measure who's in most control, well, anyone can just fly down a mountain at full speed, but only a skilled mountain biker can do it the slowest. Players move by playing one of the 4 cards that they start in their hand. Each player, at the moment at least, starts with the same 4. They can go at speed 5, speed 3, speed 2, and speed 1. And they have to be moving forward, but could move forward diagonally. So from here, if you have speed 1, you could go here, here, or here. However, when you are on a bicycle, if you go too slowly, that affects your balance. So if you go speed 1, for example, that involves a penalty of -2 balance. So if the green player plays this, they move forward 1, but their balance reduces by 2. Similarly, speed 2, remove a balance. Speed 3 and 5, you're going quite fast, you can actually increase your balance there. If your balance should fall all the way to 0, then the way I see it, you've fallen over, you're tumbling down a mountain, you then move forward 5 spaces. The turn order is as follows. Each player will have a look at their speed cards and will secretly place one face down in front of them. Every player does this at the same time. Then when everybody's done it, we reveal what speed we're going, and then the bike that is in the front will move first. Let's say that the blue guy has chosen speed 1, he will then move 1 space, and then adjust his balance accordingly. Then the green player is moving 2, let's say 1, 2, and that's only -1 balance. And then that continues for the rest of the bikes. The turn order there is that whoever's in front moves first, and if there are 2 or more bikes in a row, whoever's on the inside of the track, as the track is right now, is considered to be in front. I don't envisage this always being a horseshoe U-shaped track, because again it is supposed to represent a mountain, but this is the best way to get it to fit on a table. When all players have moved their riders, we then take an orange card that denotes the wind. In this case it says gentle breeze. A gentle breeze occurs having no impact on the riders. However, it could say, for example, narrow bridge. All riders not level with first lose 1 balance. And then in this case, everybody who's not the green one would lose 1 balance. Typically, the orange wind cards affect the people at the back of the pack slightly more, which is, I think, thematic because the top of a mountain is more windy than the bottom of a mountain, and in the game it works quite well as a catch-up mechanism. Some of these can also be positive, some of them affect everybody, and some of them, as we've seen, have absolutely no effect. Along the way, there are also various obstacles. This red one is actually a banana skin, so if I were to land there, I would lose 1 balance. Similarly, the green weighing scales is positive. That would actually increase my balance by 1. And if I were to land here, then that would move me 1 extra space forward. There's a little reminder over here as well. There's also some squares with X's on them. Those I see as being big bushes, areas basically that you're not allowed onto on the map. Some of the lines are a little bit thicker. That's to stop people going over diagonally over the big thick ones. And some of the squares are actually twice as big as the others. So here you'd basically have the choice to make. Do I want to go this way, where there's potentially more things that are going to trip up my balance, or do I want to go this way, which is technically a bit quicker, and it has more positive balance spaces. Remember though, quicker is bad because it's a slow race, so that's a bit of a decision that you have to make there. Quicker and positive, or slower and negative. There are also some green strategy cards. If a player plays speed 5, not only do they get the increase 2 of their balance, but they're also allowed to pick up one of the strategy cards. The strategy cards could be in the shape of a speed card, in which case they would go directly into the player's hand, but it could also be one of these just general upgrades that you can make. Some of these have this infinity symbol on them. Those can be used repeatedly throughout the game. Some of them have a once symbol, which can obviously only be used once. There's a market of strategy cards available on the map. It's the number of players plus 1 is the number of cards that go out, and then at the end of the round, when everybody's taken a wind card, then we replenish the marketplace. I should also just say each player starts with 1 strategy card randomly dealt into their hand. The eagle-eyed among you will have noticed that some of those strategy cards refer to pushing. Well, in playtest, this is easily the most popular part of the game. Let's say that the blue guy has already moved and has landed there. The green guy is going at a speed of 3, so goes 1, 2, 3, increase balance by 1. When they are directly adjacent to each other, the green player can reach out and give the blue guy a bit of a push. Doing so, because you're letting go of the handlebars and you're reaching out to push and there's a bit of recoil, doing so loses you yourself 1 balance. And the effect it has on the opposition is determined by a dice throw. In this case, I've rolled a 3. That says opponent minus 2 balance, which in this case is absolutely perfect. He's now on 0. He then tumbles and moves forward 5 spaces. Had the blue player not fallen down there, let's say I'd rolled a 1, which has no effect on him, he then has the option to push me back, which he does, gets a 5, opponent minus 3. And there we go. And fundamentally, gang, that is it. It is really, really that simple. It's a racing game where you're trying to go around as slowly as possible, but if you go too slowly, then your balance will decrease too much and you'll end up tumbling forward in a way that you don't particularly want. You can also push each other, you can play strategy cards, and then there is wind causing havoc as well as some stuff along the track that makes you, it forces you to think in certain ways. But it's a very simple game. I've actually played this with a 9-year-old that I'm related to, and she absolutely understood this and could play as well as the adults at the table, which is really, really great to see. The simplicity is really there so that anyone could play it, and I very, very much intend to aim this game at families. The boards themselves, I'm thinking, are modular, like they are in Flamme Rouge and like they are indeed in most racing games. So you could turn them around, you could put them over here. I'm also thinking that you'll be able to flip them over and there'll be something on the back as well. But yeah, as it's set up at the moment, that is how I'm thinking the rules will recommend it for beginners. What do people like then? Well, the pushing aspect, as I've said, people really, really enjoy. It's something like the Uno +4 card effect, where you just enjoy making life worse for somebody else. It's a thing that people think is fun. And also just the fact that, because you have to align yourselves in a certain way, it feels quite nice when you manage to do that, and then you manage to come up behind somebody and then give them a push, especially if they then fall over. They're then over there, their plans are in tatters, and that works quite well. Also, from a pure game design racing perspective, the games are always very, very close. There's 1, maybe 2 turns in it in determining who wins between the first and the last player. So it does sort of even itself out very, very nicely. Things that I think could be a little bit better, the player interaction, I'd like a little bit more. You're not allowed on the same spaces, so there's a little bit of interaction in that sense. The pushing, as I've said, is interactive as well, but I'd like there to be a little bit more player interaction. One of the things I'm actually thinking about, I'll show you, I'll just change the camera angle and show you. At the moment, I'm playtesting a board with this kind of setup instead of this kind of setup. So basically, the squares are tiled instead of being in a row like this. The advantage then is, what I'm thinking is, the blue player could then push the green player from there, 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 or there. So rather than over here where you have to be directly adjacent like that, and there's only really, if the green guy's here, there's only that square where the blue guy can go and push him. Over here, you've suddenly got twice as many options. What I don't like about this, though, is that, obviously, it being a slow race, people are basically going to zigzag. So, if you're going 2, you're going to go 1, 2, because that's a lot better than going 1, 2. People are naturally going to do that because it slows you down. One way of changing that is to simply put in a rule that says you can change lane only once per turn. So instead of zigzagging and changing lane twice, you would basically have to go 1 and then either 2, 2, or 2. I do like that in the sense that it makes a little bit more of an interesting choice. If there are the bananas or the weighing scales on the track, then you have to decide, do I go here where I'm a little bit further forward, or do I want to go here where I'm a little bit further back? And that, I think, is going to depend on the other racers and also depend on the track itself. So it makes that choice a little bit more interesting, and what we have seen is it does make players interact and push each other a little bit more often. The thing I don't like about that is you're then adding another rule, and again, I really, really like the simplicity, so I need to do a few more play tests where I play with people playing the game for the first time with this type of track setup. And yeah, we basically have a look at, is it overwhelming for them? Is it too many rules being added all of a sudden? Yeah, to be continued on that front, I would say. But so far, so good. I'm also experimenting at the moment with having these kind of symbols on the track as well, where landing there would allow you to pick up a green strategy card, and also landing here would allow you to pick up one of the orange wind cards, and then you are immune to its effects. I don't quite know how that would work thematically, but I quite like that you can basically force the other players into suffering the effects of wind, and you yourself are immune to that. So yeah, a couple of things to carry on working on, which is very, very exciting. I'm really excited to see where this game ends up. It's been such a joy working on it, and it's always such a joy introducing it to new people and seeing their reaction and just sort of seeing their way of thinking. Yeah, I'm continuing to playtest this as much as I possibly can. I meet a group of playtesters every other week where we play this game, and then we also play some of the games that they're making. I'm showing it to everybody I know almost, and yeah, I've been speaking to a board game cafe, a local board game shop as well, about yeah, having some kind of playtesting event. I know they've done that type of thing in the past, so yeah, trying to show this game to as many people as possible and getting their feedback. I know I say every single video, hey, I'd like to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below, but for this game, I actually really do want to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below, because yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think about this. Is this something that you would be excited to play? Is this something that, doesn't suit your cup of tea at all? That's not even an expression, but you know what I mean. But yeah, please do let me know. Is there any aspect that you find unclear? Is there something obvious that you think, hey, if you just change that, you'll get a lot more interaction, you'll get a lot more of this, you'll get a lot more of this? Please let me know down in the comments. I would love to read them. But in the meantime, I'm going to get back to playtesting. I hope you have a very, very happy Christmas, and I'll see you in the new year. Take care, goodbye, and enjoy.